Stop. Before you spend another dollar on that Ford repair, you need to hear this. There's a truck sitting in a driveway in Montana right now with 537,000 miles on it. Original engine, original transmission, still drives to work every single day. Meanwhile, your neighbor's identical Ford died at 160,000 miles and cost him $8,000 in repairs before he finally gave up on it. Same year, same model, same engine, but one owner knew something the other didn't. Here's the truth that dealerships pray you never figure out. 90% of major Ford repairs are completely preventable. That engine replacement at 180,000 miles? Didn't have to happen. That transmission rebuild at 140,000? Completely avoidable. The catastrophic cooling system failure? You were warned 3 times, but nobody explained what to look for. I've torn apart hundreds of failed Ford engines, and I can tell you this with absolute certainty. They didn't fail because Ford built a bad engine. They failed because someone skipped a $40 service and turned it into a $6,000 disaster. The owners who make it past 500,000 miles aren't lucky. They aren't mechanics. They don't have special tools or insider connections. They simply know 7 critical maintenance secrets that transform an average Ford into an unstoppable machine that outlasts everything else on the road. Today, I'm pulling back the curtain on exactly what separates a Ford that dies young from one that runs forever. Whether you're driving an F-150 with 50,000 miles or an Explorer pushing 200,000, these strategies will add decades to your vehicle's life and save you enough money to buy another truck. Because here's what I know for sure. Your Ford was engineered to last 500,000 miles. The only question is whether you're going to let it. Let's get started. The foundation. Oil is life. Let's start with the single most important factor in making any vehicle last, and that's oil changes. I cannot stress this enough. Oil is the lifeblood of your engine, and if you get nothing else right, get this right. Here's what you need to know. Ford recommends oil changes every 7,500 to 10,000 miles for most modern vehicles, especially those with synthetic oil. But if you want to reach 500,000 miles, I'm going to recommend something different. Change your oil every 5,000 miles, period. Yes, even if you're using full synthetic. Yes, even if your oil life monitor says you have 40% remaining. Why? Because consistent, frequent oil changes prevent sludge buildup, reduce wear on critical engine components, and ensure that your engine is always running with optimal lubrication. The cost difference between changing your oil every 5,000 miles versus every 10,000 miles over the life of your vehicle is minimal compared to the thousands you'll save by avoiding engine replacement. Use quality oil, either the Ford Motorcraft brand or a reputable synthetic like Mobil One, Pennzoil Platinum, or Castrol Edge. Match the viscosity to your owner's manual recommendations, and don't try to upgrade to thicker oil unless you have a specific reason. Ford engineers spent thousands of hours determining the right oil for your engine. And here's a pro tip. Save every receipt from every oil change. Document the mileage, the date, and what was done. This maintenance history becomes incredibly valuable if you ever need warranty work or when you eventually sell the vehicle. Transmission, the forgotten critical component. The transmission is where a lot of high-mileage dreams go to die. Ford transmissions, especially in trucks and SUVs that do a lot of towing, need regular attention. Despite what some Ford manuals say about lifetime transmission fluid, there's no such thing. Transmission fluid breaks down over time, loses its ability to lubricate and cool, and accumulates metal particles from normal wear. For reaching 500,000 miles, you should change your transmission fluid every 50,000 miles. No exceptions. When you do change it, use the correct Ford Motorcraft fluid specified for your transmission. Ford transmissions are engineered for specific fluids, and using the wrong type can cause shifting problems or even premature failure. If you tow regularly or live in a hot climate, consider installing a transmission cooler if your vehicle doesn't already have one. Keeping transmission temperatures down is one of the best ways to extend transmission life. Heat is the enemy of automatic transmissions, and every 20 degrees you can reduce operating temperature significantly extends component life. Pay attention to how your transmission shifts. If you notice delayed engagement, harsh shifts, or slipping, address it immediately. Small transmission problems become big transmission problems very quickly, and catching issues early can often mean a simple fluid change or solenoid replacement instead of a complete rebuild. Cooling system, preventing the #1 killer. Overheating is one of the leading causes of catastrophic engine failure. Your cooling system is more complex than just a radiator and some coolant. It's a carefully balanced system that requires regular maintenance. Every 30,000 miles, have your cooling system inspected. This means checking hoses for cracks or soft spots, inspecting the radiator for leaks or corrosion, testing the radiator cap, and checking the water pump for leaks or bearing noise. Coolant itself needs to be changed every 60,000 miles with Ford's Orange Motorcraft coolant. Over time, coolant loses its ability to prevent corrosion, and its boiling point decreases. Old coolant can lead to internal engine corrosion, radiator failure, and heater core problems. When you change your coolant, do it right. Drain the system completely, flush it with distilled water, and refill with the proper 50-50 mix of coolant and distilled water. Never use tap water. The minerals in tap water can cause scale buildup and corrosion. The thermostat is another critical component that often gets overlooked. A stuck thermostat can cause overheating or prevent your engine from reaching proper operating temperature, both of which cause excessive wear. Replace your thermostat every 100,000 miles as preventive maintenance. Spark plugs and ignition system. Modern Ford engines use long-life spark plugs, but long life doesn't mean forever. For V8 engines like those in the F-150, Motorcraft spark plugs should be changed every 100,000 miles. For EcoBoost engines, every 60,000 miles is more appropriate due to the higher stress from turbocharging. Ignition coils should be inspected at every spark plug change. They don't always need replacement, but if you're experiencing misfires or rough idle, replacing the coils along with the plugs can prevent future issues. Here's something critical for Ford owners, especially those with the 5.4-liter Triton V8. When changing spark plugs, make sure the engine is warm but not hot, and use penetrating oil on the plug threads several hours before removal. These engines are notorious for broken spark plugs, and taking your time during this service can save you significant headache and expense. Brake system maintenance. Your brakes are obviously critical for safety, but proper brake maintenance also prevents expensive repairs down the road. Brake fluid should be flushed every 3 years or 45,000 miles. Brake fluid is hygroscopic, meaning it absorbs moisture over time, which lowers the boiling point and can cause brake fade. It also leads to corrosion inside the brake system. Inspect your brake pads every oil change. Catching worn pads early prevents rotor damage, which significantly increases repair costs. When you do need new pads, always replace both front or both rear axles, never just one side. For vehicles with rear drum brakes, have them adjusted and inspected at least once a year. Drum brakes are self-adjusting in theory, but in practice, they often need manual adjustment to maintain proper brake pedal feel and performance. Caliper slide pins should be cleaned and lubricated during every brake job. Seized caliper pins are a common cause of uneven brake wear and can lead to premature rotor and pad replacement. Differential and transfer case service. If you have a four-wheel drive or all-wheel drive Ford, you have differentials and possibly a transfer case that need regular service. These are often completely forgotten until they fail catastrophically. For trucks and SUVs, change your front and rear differential fluid every 50,000 miles, or every 30,000 if you tow regularly. Use the Ford-specified gear oil. And for limited slip differentials, make sure to add the friction modifier. Transfer case fluid should be changed on the same schedule. These fluids work incredibly hard, especially in four-wheel drive systems, and fresh fluid prevents expensive failures. When changing these fluids, always inspect for metal shavings on the drain plug magnet. A small amount is normal, but excessive metal indicates wear that needs attention. Suspension and steering components. While suspension components don't directly affect engine longevity, neglecting them can lead to unsafe driving conditions and expensive repairs. More importantly, worn suspension can cause uneven tire wear, which costs you money in premature tire replacement. Inspect your ball joints, tie rod ends, and control arm bushings every 30,000 miles. These wear items are subject to a lot of stress and will eventually need replacement. Catching them early prevents the damage that occurs when they fail completely. Shock absorbers should be replaced around 75,000 to 100,000 miles. Worn shocks don't just affect ride quality, they affect handling, braking distance, and tire wear. Have your alignment checked annually or anytime you replace suspension components or hit a significant pothole. Proper alignment prevents uneven tire wear and improves fuel economy. Timing belt or chain. This is engine-specific. But if your Ford has a timing belt, it's absolutely critical that you replace it according to the manufacturer's schedule, typically every 100,000 miles. A broken timing belt on an interference engine means catastrophic engine damage costing thousands. Most modern Fords use timing chains, which last much longer. However, timing chains still need attention. If you hear a rattling noise from the front of the engine on cold starts, your timing chain or tensioners may need replacement. Don't ignore this. A broken timing chain causes the same catastrophic damage as a broken belt. When replacing a timing belt, always replace the water pump, tensioners, and idler pulleys at the same time. Yes, it costs more upfront, but it saves money and prevents being stranded when these related components fail shortly after a belt change. Fuel system maintenance. Your fuel system plays a crucial role in engine longevity. Fuel filters should be replaced every 30,000 miles for conventional filters, or as specified for vehicles with lifetime filters integrated into the fuel pump. Use quality fuel from reputable stations. Top-tier gasoline contains detergents that keep fuel injectors and intake valves clean. For EcoBoost engines, which are direct injected and prone to carbon buildup, consider using a fuel system cleaner every 10,000 miles. For diesel Ford trucks, fuel filter maintenance is even more critical. Change your fuel filters religiously, and in cold climates, use anti-gel additives to prevent fuel gelling. Tire maintenance and rotation. Tires might not seem directly related to engine longevity, but proper tire maintenance affects your entire vehicle. Rotate your tires every 5,000 to 7,000 miles to ensure even wear. Uneven tire wear can indicate suspension problems that need addressing. Maintain proper tire pressure. Underinflated tires cause increased rolling resistance, which makes your engine work harder, reduces fuel economy, and can lead to tire failure. Check your tire pressure monthly. When buying new tires, don't cheap out. Quality tires improve safety, handling, and fuel economy. They're one of the few parts of your vehicle that directly touches the road, so treat them as the critical safety component they are. Driving habits matter. All the maintenance in the world won't get you to 500,000 miles if you drive like you're in a Fast and Furious movie. How you drive significantly impacts vehicle longevity. Allow your engine to warm up for at least 30 seconds before driving, and avoid hard acceleration until the engine reaches normal operating temperature. Cold engines need time for oil to circulate, and metal components are more brittle when cold. Avoid short trips when possible. Short trips where the engine never reaches full operating temperature cause condensation in the oil and exhaust system, leading to corrosion and sludge. If you regularly make short trips, consider changing your oil even more frequently than the 5,000-mile interval. Don't idle excessively. Idling causes incomplete combustion, carbon buildup, and puts hours on your engine without corresponding miles. If you'll be stopped for more than a minute, turn off the engine, accelerate smoothly, and maintain steady speeds on the highway. Aggressive acceleration and constant speed changes waste fuel and create unnecessary stress on drivetrain components. Pay attention to warning signs. Your Ford talks to you through various symptoms and warning lights. Listen to it. Strange noises, unusual vibrations, warning lights, or changes in performance are your vehicle's way of saying, "I need attention." Address warning lights immediately. The check engine light exists for a reason, and ignoring it can turn a minor issue into a major repair. Many auto parts stores will read codes for free, so there's no excuse for not checking what's wrong. Learn what normal sounds and feels like for your vehicle. Changes in engine sound, transmission shifting, or steering feel can indicate developing problems that are much cheaper to fix early. Documentation and records. Keep meticulous records of every service, repair, and maintenance item. Note the mileage, date, what was done, and what parts were used. This serves multiple purposes. It helps you stay on schedule for future maintenance, it proves the vehicle has been well maintained if you sell it, and it can help diagnose problems by showing patterns. Create a simple spreadsheet or use a maintenance app to track everything. Include oil changes, tire rotations, fluid changes, and any repairs. Set reminders for upcoming service intervals so nothing gets forgotten. Quality parts matter. When replacement parts are needed, don't automatically choose the cheapest option. OEM Ford, Motorcraft parts, or quality aftermarket brands from companies like Moog, Bosch, or Denso are worth the extra cost. Cheap parts often use inferior materials and don't last as long, meaning you'll be doing the job again sooner. For critical components like brakes, suspension parts, and engine components, quality parts are an investment in longevity. That said, you don't need to buy everything from the dealer. Many Motorcraft parts are available online at significant discounts from dealer prices, and quality aftermarket alternatives exist for almost every component. Rust prevention. If you live in an area with road salt, rust prevention is crucial for reaching high mileage. Rust can compromise structural integrity, brake lines, and fuel lines. Wash your vehicle regularly during winter months, paying special attention to the undercarriage. Consider an annual application of undercoating or rust prevention spray for vulnerable areas. Repair paint chips and scratches promptly. Once rust starts, it spreads quickly, especially on salt-exposed vehicles. The mental game. Finally, reaching 500,000 miles requires commitment. You're playing the long game, which means sometimes spending money on maintenance when the vehicle seems fine. It means being disciplined about service intervals even when life gets busy. It means treating your Ford as an investment rather than an appliance. The good news is that this approach saves money in the long run. A well-maintained Ford that reaches 500,000 miles costs far less over its lifetime than buying multiple vehicles or dealing with major repairs from neglect. The bottom line, making your Ford last over 500,000 miles isn't about luck. It's about consistent, proactive maintenance, good driving habits, and attention to detail. Every service interval matters. Every fluid change counts. Every warning sign you address early saves you money and keeps you on the road. The strategies we've covered today work because they're based on prevention rather than reaction. By maintaining your vehicle before problems occur, you avoid the catastrophic failures that sideline most vehicles long before they reach high mileage. So here's your action plan. Start with the basics. Change your oil every 5,000 miles with quality oil. Follow the transmission service schedule, maintain your cooling system, and pay attention to what your vehicle is telling you. Build from there with the other maintenance items we've discussed. Remember, people reach 500,000 miles and beyond in Fords all the time. There's no reason you can't be one of them. It just takes commitment to maintenance and care. If you found this video helpful, hit that like button and subscribe for more car maintenance tips and tricks. Drop a comment below and let me know what Ford you're driving and how many miles it has. And if you've already hit 500,000 miles, share your experience with the community. We'd love to hear your story. Thanks for watching, and here's to many miles of reliable Ford driving.